Hello everyone! What do white truffles and Nutella have in common? Well, they all come from one of the most important wine regions in the world, Piemonte in Italian or Piedmont in the local language. It is the home to many of the great Italian wines, especially those occupying the beginning of the alphabet, like Barolo, Barbaresco or Barbera. Located at the foot of the mountains, or at Piedemontium in Latin, Piemonte lies in the northwestern corner of Italy. It borders France, Switzerland and 4 other Italian regions, Valle d'Aosta, Lombardia, Liguria and Emilia-Romagna. In the 11th century, Piemonte was added to the county of Savoy, which later became the Duchy of Savoy, and Duke Emanuele Filiberto moved its seat to Torino and made Italian the official language of Piemonte. In the 18th century, the Duchy of Savoy became the Kingdom of Sardinia, and the history from now on becomes much more complicated. But the important fact is that Piemonte was the springboard for unification of Italy, or Risorgimento, when all of the states across the entire boot-shaped peninsula became the Kingdom of Italy, with its capital in Torino. I should probably mention that Torino no longer is the capital of Italy, as it was later moved to Florence and finally to Rome. But let's move to the wines. Let's start with a light and fresh white wine, Arneis from Roero. As you can hear, the Piemontese wines quite often carry the grape variety on the label as well, unlike many other appellations in Italy. So here we have Arneis Roero DOC. The wine is very lightly colored and smells of flowers and peaches, quite strongly stone fruit character to it. It's very floral and smells pretty light. On the palate we have refreshing acidity, a bit of a sort of delicate floral peachy stone fruity notes, probably quite good with something like a fish or something like that. Our next wine is Barbera d'Asti. Barbera is the most planted variety in Piemonte, and it is probably the second most important grape of all grown in the region. It gives typical big modern red wines with quite soft tannin and a medium acidity, kind of good all-rounder for most Italian dishes really. Barberas predominantly come from 2 different appellations, Barbera d'Asti, the kind of more quintessential one, and Barbera d'Alba, which is basically a very solid runner-up. We have here a Barbera d'Asti from Ricossa. The wine is sort of medium ruby color, quite red. The nose is quite strongly red fruit, black currants, a bit of cherries, the kind of dark cherries. Quite a touch of spice, vanilla, anise, this sort of things. On the palate, it's a quite soft, medium tannin, medium acid wine. Very soft, very round and smooth. I would say it's probably kind of a very good wine to just drink on its own or with many sort of mellow or Italian meaty cheesy dishes. The last wine is a Langhe Nebbiolo DOC. The name of the grape variety, Nebbiolo, comes from the Italian word for fog, nebbia, which is a very common occurrence in the mountainous Piemonte. Normally, Nebbiolos are very pale colored, with aromatic notes of roses and tar and cherries, but their tannins are very gripping and extremely astringent, kind of almost clogging your entire mouth. For that reason, most Barolos and Barbarescos have to be aged for extremely long times, even up to 62 months in the case of Nebbiolo, well, Barolo Riserva. Both Barolo and Barbaresco lie in the region of Langhe, and the Langhe Nebbiolo DOC can be thought of as effectively a more early drinking style of Nebbiolo, so less of the aging going on here. The one we have tonight is 2017, so it couldn't really have spent 62 months aging, clearly. On the palate, the wine shows quite high acidity and this very clogging, drying, astringent tannins. The finish is still quite tannin dominated, but it does have the lifted, light, bright aromas of red fruit, like red currants, and floral notes, mostly, I don't really know my flowers, but something like violets, etc. Oh, the astringency is quite persistent, so probably you want to pair this wine with something very protein heavy to give those tannins enough grip. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this very brief overview of the wines of Piemonte, so don't forget to like and subscribe. Piemonte has a lot to offer. Many call it the Burgundy of Italy due to the wide range of styles, terroirs, and the prestige. So go around, explore, and let me know what styles of Piemonte wines you enjoy most. All the wines today were gifted by the Cambridge wine merchants, so do give them a shout, and I'm very sure they will find something you like. Cheers!